Good morning. Today is Friday, December the 1st. The time right now is 11:07 in the morning. Overnight, we still see equity markets in the States continue to chuck higher. However, on Wall Street, among the three major equity index, we have a mixed bag here. We have the Dow Jones gaining almost 1.5% overnight on the back of a cooler than expected, or rather within expectation, the PCE, the personal consumption expenditure, came in at no change compared to the previous month of up 0.4%. So we can see that inflation is definitely apparently cooling off in the States, and this gives rise to the idea that the Federal Reserve is done hiking interest rates. We still have another rate hike in the middle of this month. Sorry, not rate hike. Well, we have one last FOMC meeting for the middle of this month, and that will be the last for 2023. However, market participants are now angling for a possible rate cut going into the second quarter of next year. So this is the sentiment that has been driving the equity markets throughout the month of November. Starting on the first day of November, we can see that the Dow Jones Industrial Average basis, the micro E-mini futures, we can see the market was at 32,409 going into November, and we can see the high traded in on the last day of November is 36,027. So we can see that the Dow Jones itself has been the biggest beneficiary of this change in sentiment. So on the upside, there is the possibility market momentum may still continue to cause prices to rise all the way until the year end, because everybody's expecting a Santa Claus rally. And on the downside, it's very obvious that the market is going to be held out at 34,844 in the futures contract. So we can see that where we are right now and where we need to be, we can see prices are definitely angling for higher prices towards the year-end closing. So in the S&P 500, we do not have a marginal high. In fact, the market only went up 0.4% in the S&P 500 basis. The micro E-mini S&P 500 futures, the high traded this week was 4,597 even, which is not far away from a major, I would think, area of barrier for higher prices. That level is 4,619 and a quarter to 4,634 and a half. So let's watch how the market reacts as it approaches this level. On the downside, I suspect there's going to be demand at 4,005 levels. And in the Nasdaq 100 futures, we can see the micro E-mini Nasdaq 100 futures not only did not register a new high, it actually went down 0.3% overnight, closing at 15,963. The high traded is 16,207 and three quarter. So nearby support is probably around 15,824 and a half, with a possibility of a dip further to 15,465 and one quarter to 15,588 and three quarter. But overall, we can see that medium-term outlook is still favoring the upside. Just that near term, we could see some kind of profit taking going into the weekend. And over in Nikkei, we can see Nikkei has gone up a little bit relative to yesterday's, but not by very much. We can see that the low traded yesterday was at 33,170, and he has probably finished a three-wave pullback, and market is getting ready to resume its rally above the 33,870 in the futures contract. In Hong Kong, we can see that the Nikkei is still languishing near the low end of the trading range. The low traded recently this week is at 16,940 in the futures contract, and prices are still very much within this area here below 17,000. Very little momentum to the upside, but if there is, I think Wall Street should be able to filter over and cause some buying going into the weekend. And over in the dollar index, we can see that the dollar remains basically we do see a rebound in dollar overnight from 102.38 to 103.52, and this is likely to continue further after a very brief pullback. The target right now is for a move towards the 104.23 to 104.44 levels. So I think this could be the top side for this round before the market resumes to trade downside. Okay, over in the euro dollars, we can see euro dollar pull back rather sharply. The low traded this morning is 108.79. And after a rebound, I think we do have the possibility of a further drop. Let's see how far this market can bounce up to. But basically, I do expect it's going to be a three-wave pullback, possibly gunning for this swing low here at 106. So do watch out for the possibility. And in sterling, we also see something quite similar, but sterling has a overall more bullish outlook compared to the euro dollar. So we do have a very minor three-wave pullback to 126.04 last night, and this could be setting the stage for higher prices beyond 127.33. And in the Aussie dollars have already done a three-way pullback very, very near to 0.6571, which is within this area, which I suspect is going to be able to hold. And this market do look like it has a possibility of resuming its rally to above 0.6676, unless, of course, this pullback here develops into a more complex corrective pattern with a downside focus at 0.6520. Over in Canadian, you can see dollar Canadian is have a marginal low overnight at 1.3537. This is marginally below the previous low here at 1.3541. So this is actually could be setting up to be a fake move. So the market right now has done a three-wave pullback into this bracket of prices between 135.22 to 135.85. It's a very good candidate for a more significant rebound. So do be aware that at this level, do not sell the dollar Canadian because the market has done a three-wave pullback and it could be vulnerable to a significant counter rally back to 137. Over dollar yen right now is rebounding. High traded overnight is 148.52. There is that three-wave rebound here, and that means that there is possibility the end of the corrective rebound, and the market could be looking to trade below 146.67 going into next week. And in gold market, gold remains very, very firm. The low traded overnight is $2,031.53. We have a very, very minor three-way pullback into the equality AB equal to CD range. And this market does look very, 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 very firm. So there is a possibility tonight the market may actually take this opportunity to rally beyond $2,052. And over in silver, we also see the silver market being very, very, very firm. Market traded to a new high to end November on a very, very firm low at $25.46. And this is on the back of a weaker dollar. You can see that this market remains very, very firmly beat. And the nearest support is probably going to be around this area here, between $23.20 and $23.30. So do look out for any kind of pullback within this area. I think we should be able to hold out. And over in oil market, oil did a three-wave rally from $72.13 all the way to $79.56 within this bracket of prices, which I previously highlighted to be an area of barrier, and that level is $78.81 to $79.68. And through it out, the market did a high of $79.56 and then promptly pull back. So the market right now looks like there's a possibility it may challenge the lower end of this range here at $72.13. The risk of a market going below this level is actually quite real. So do prepare for the eventuality. But overall, I do suspect that medium term is still a buy in my opinion. And over in Bitcoin, we can see Bitcoin actually came off quite a fair bit yesterday to a low of 37,000, almost $230 before going back to test the 38,000. By and large, I do suspect that this pattern here that we are seeing is coming to an apex, and the risk is to the downside. And if there's going to be a downside breakdown, the 36,250 to 36,600 is going to be the area to watch for a time being. This is all I have for you, and I wish you guys a great weekend ahead. And in the meantime, take care. Bye-bye.